Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Many of you have asked me how I make my table side ironing board. So today I need to deconstruct it and recover it because as you can see it's getting kind of icky. So I thought I'd bring you along on my journey to see how I do that. So maybe if you'd like to make one for yourself, you can kind of figure it out from my deconstruction. All right, let's go. So every now and again you have to go to a big box store. Okay, sorry to all of you who like big box stores, but this is one of the reasons it took me 15 minutes to find the ironing board cover fabric, because there was nobody to ask. But if you're going to do your own ironing board, this is what you need. Ironing board cover fabric. It's metallic, it's you can press on it. This is what I need, so I'm going to grab this and get a yard of that. Okay, as you can see, I've sort of deconstructed my ironing board here. This was the cover. I tore it off and it was just the fabric. And then this is the padding that was underneath. And the last time when I did this, I did not put the ironing board fabric in between, and I regret that I didn't, because this got kind of icky. It's starting to sort of mold a little bit, which is kind of gross, I know. So that's why I'm redoing this. And this time I took all this off. So this time I've got the foam. I cut it to the size already of the top, and I also cut a piece of the ironing board fabric. So I'm going to use that as the layer in between. This is harder for liquid to penetrate, plus it'll bounce the heat back off, so it'll be a little bit hotter, the surface, which hotter also is very good when you're trying to press, you know, blocks. So alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this back, and I'm going to spray some temporary spray adhesive just to hold this in place. I'm going to stick one side at a time just to make sure it doesn't move from where I want it. And this foam is just like a soft and stable or a craft foam. And I'm going to stick that down. And then I'm going to grab my fabric, which I've got over here, to cover this. And I cut this just a couple inches bigger than this board. This board is 16 by 9, so I think I cut it 20-ish by 13 maybe. Just enough extra so I can wrap the fabric up in all directions. So I'm going to start, I'm going to grab my staple gun. It's just a craft staple gun, so nothing fancy. And I'm just going to staple the one side down first. Now, if you want to make yours fancier than mine, and you want to serge these edges, or zigzag stitch them, be my guest. This to me is just a utility thing, so I don't care what the bottom looks like. I'm not going to really look at it. I'm going to be looking at the top where I iron. So it's not going to bother me if it doesn't look perfect. So I did that side. So now I'm going to pull on the other side and stretch it and make it tight. And then I'm going to staple this side. Really, really easy. And you can do this for any size you want. Now, I did go to Home Depot today, or Lowe's today. I wanted to see if I could find these feet. I can't find them. I'm not sure where they came from originally. So if you want feet on the bottom of yours, you might have to ask at your hardware store and see where you can get something like that. Okay, now I'm going to just sort of tuck the sides in. Almost kind of like you're wrapping a present. Do this side. I'm just going to fold this side up. Like I said, I really don't care what the bottom looks like, because I'm going to use the top. And some of this fabric, this excess fabric, we can cut away later if we like. I'm more interested in getting the fabric tight on the other side And if you find yourself when you put your staples in and they're not going down all the way, which mine don't always do, you can use a hammer like I'm going to do over here and just hammer them down a little bit. And I usually go back and just do this anyway. Turn this around and do this last side here. This is my last chance to make sure that my fabric's all tight. I'm going to check the other side. Looking good, as you can see. So I know this is like a crude way to recover this. Like I said, down and dirty, no finished edges on the fabric. But as often as I recover these, because I use my ironing board so much, I don't mind, because I'm going to end up pulling this off in just a few months anyway. So I'm going to go back and trim this away later, but here's what the top looks like, and it's all refinished already. Okay, so as you can see, it's not too difficult to make your own ironing board for your station. You're just going to need to go to a store that has some plywood and some basic supplies like a stapler. I got these boards quite a while ago. These are 16 by 9 if you want one this size. And then I made this new one that is a 15-inch round. And I got this at Lowe's just the other day. So I really like this one, and I'm actually considering putting like one of those Lazy Susan turners on it so it'll turn. So I've made 3. I've made this one, and then this one is my daughter's, Sarah, so she picked this fabric and I think it's really cute. And then this is the one that I always have right here in all my videos that you guys see. So I know a lot of you have asked me how to make these and wanted a how-to. Like I said, they are rough finished. I don't like make the edges all pretty. You can if you want to, if you've got a serger, but I have to replace these every few months because I use them a lot and they get kind of dirty looking. And hopefully now with the ironing board fabric underneath these, which I didn't have before, it'll keep them from getting stained as much and moldy. The one I had got kind of moldy, and I didn't realize it until I'd used it a lot, and then all of a sudden I saw spots come up on the fabric. So I was like, ooh, that's not good. So I hope this helped you. You'll have to go to, if you want to make one this size, to one of the hardware stores by you, like Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and get a piece of plywood that's 16 by 9, and then see if you can find some rubber feet that screw in. That's what these are. They're a little screw in. If you want the round one, I got this at Lowe's, and it was a 15-inch. This one's a little thicker. This one's about 1 inch. These are 3/4 inch plywood. You don't want anything smaller because then the heat will go through to whatever surface you have below. Now, if you get one that's skinnier, I guess, for lack of a better term, you'll want to put a towel or something other than that underneath on your sewing desk or wherever you have this sitting on, because the heat will go through. But these don't allow the heat to go through, and that's another reason why I decided to put the ironing board fabric on here, because it'll keep the heat going up instead of down. So that's it. Not too hard. So if you want to make one and you have any other questions, put those down in the comments down below. I'm happy to help you. Take care, everybody. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.